lovely lovelies, it's Miss Lady Lace here on my Glamour channel, and today I have for you a new fabulous video where I'm going to be breaking down 3 methods of how you can style a victory roll. Typically on my channel I teach the traditional method on how I style my hair, but I thought it'd be great to include some alternative methods which may suit you better and also suit your hair type better. I'll be demonstrating the fabulous look I have right now, and each of these victory rolls is using a different method. If you're new to vintage styling, a victory roll is a section of hair that is rolled into place and secured with a few pins. This often sits with a little bit of volume and it creates a very 1940s, 1950s look. The style, the volume, and the way it sits creates a very unique look which makes it different from a pin curl which sits a lot more flat, and other styles from different eras. Some vintage stylists only class certain rolls as victory rolls, but I think any roll that has this particular look, method, and characteristic to it falls under the victory roll category. For today's tutorial, you're going to need some hairspray, a paddle brush, a bristle brush, a dividing comb, lots of bobby pins, and I'm also going to be using a tool today which I'll talk about in method 2. So let's get into today's tutorial. We'll start with method number 1, which is our fold method. This is actually something that I came up with when I was about 14 and trialing a victory roll for the first time. I didn't know what a victory roll was. There weren't too many resources online. YouTube had only just kind of started and there weren't that many tutorials. But I created my own method of how to do this rolled up look. So I'm going to be teaching this to you, as this could be more suited for quite long hair as it doesn't involve as much rolling. For most of our victory roll methods today, we're going to start exactly the same. So we're going to give it a brush out, tease the back section, and then we can apply our method. We're dividing in half. I'm going to tease the back, the front, and the back of this section, making sure we're holding that hair up on a high angle. We'll smooth that section with our bristle brush, adding a bit of hairspray and continuing to smooth. If you find your hair's quite frizzy, you can use a pomade like the Poison Apple pomade just to tame that down a little bit. But we're going to go straight into our method. So as I mentioned, this is the fold method. So I'm simply taking 2 fingers and I'm folding the hair around that section. You'll notice there's a tail of hair sticking out the back, but essentially we just want to move the O shape here until it's sitting in a beautiful style. From here, we're going to pin that into place. So I'm just taking a bobby pin, catching the edge of the hair, and then securing that pin against my scalp. With our back section here, depending how short or long your hair is, if you've got quite short hair, it may already be tucked in. This method is also good if you don't like teasing, because you don't have to tease as much because we can tuck this in behind the victory roll. So I'm just going to take that clump of hair, I'm going to roll it around my fingers and just kind of push it behind the victory roll. Then I'm going to take some pins, just my bobby pins, and I'm going to secure that back into place. So I'm essentially just tucking it all through the back here. I'm also going to take a bobby pin and push that through the center of the victory roll, as I find that catches the hair nice and securely through the center of the roll. I'm going to finish with a bit of hairspray, and I just lightly use my fingertips just to caress the hair, catching any stray flyaways. That's method number 1, using our fold and tuck. This is really great for long hair, as I mentioned, and also if you don't want to tease as much, as you can stuff the hair in the back of the style. For method number 2, we're going to be using the victory roll tool. This one is the roll and go, and I actually received this as a prize for placing 2nd runner-up in the Viva Las Vegas pinup competition. I honestly don't use it too often, but I did want to include it, as this is a really great tool for people who have different mobility in their hands, especially if you find getting that refined detail within your fingers a little bit difficult. This could be the tool for you. Personally, I think using a tool takes just as much time to learn as it does to use your fingers, but this could definitely be more suited to you. Now, as I mentioned, I don't use it too often, so we'll see how I go with rolling it into place, but I thought it would be great to give you a demonstration of this. Starting exactly the same, taking out our hair, giving it a brush through, teasing in the same manner as before, making sure we're holding that tension, smoothing with our bristle brush, adding some hairspray and continuing to smooth. So I'm going to take my roll and go. I'm going to be using the thinner side as it's got a thin and thick side. I'm going to face that towards the back of the hair, rolling the hair around that section. I'm going to continue to roll inwards until I have my victory roll sitting beautifully. Once I'm happy with how that's sitting, I'm going to pin it in place using the same method as before, catching the edge of the hair and securing that against my scalp. Finishing with a bit of hairspray and lightly caressing that with my palm and my fingertips just to catch any stray hairs. Now that's method number 2, using the roll and go. Obviously, using different methods in one hairstyle is going to have slightly different results, but it's worth having a practice with all of these. Moving on to our last method with method number 3, which is going to be our classic victory roll method. This is the method I most commonly teach here on my YouTube channel, which is our classic just rolling the hair in, widely seen as our traditional method of styling our hair. For this roll, we'll be styling a barrel curl, so this will be a forward rolling victory roll sitting in this method. So I'm going to take a section kind of running diagonally. I'm going to tease the back section of this, as this will be the top. Going in and smoothing with my bristle brush. Being very careful as we're brushing this section, as we don't want to ruin our victory rolls on either side. Taking a bit of hairspray and continuing to smooth. As this victory roll is sitting on a slightly lower angle, I'm going to be holding it out to the side. Taking 2 fingers, I'm rolling my hair around this section. Then I'm going to continue to roll that in. I like to give a little volume through here and then bring that inwards. From here, I'm going to take my bobby pin and I'm going to secure that into place just like I did with my other rolls. You can use your fingers to spread out that shape to get more of a solid barrel through there, but I think I'm just going to have a small soft one at the front today. I'm just using my dividing comb just to get that hair sitting all where it needs to be. These have been my 3 different methods for creating a beautiful victory roll. Now the methods I've taught can be used for absolutely any victory roll that you're trying to do on your head. It's just taking that method and applying it to the look you're trying to create. Do remember that styling a victory roll is a skill and it can definitely be mastered with a bit of work. So don't give up if it doesn't work the first time and continue to practice these glamorous looks. If you'd like to see more pinup hair tutorials, do let me know by liking this video and commenting below with your favorite victory roll method that you've seen today. Maybe include a little bit about your own method of styling your hair. If you'd like earlier access to my videos, exclusive content, as well as to help support me here on YouTube, I do have my Glamour community on Patreon. I'd like to thank all my patrons, but especially my VIP Glamour patrons, which I will list here. The support you give me truly helps me in creating more here on YouTube. If you'd like to follow my daily pinup adventures and see more vintage hair inspiration, I post super regularly to Instagram. I'll pop a little link here as well as the end of the video. And to never miss out on my vintage fun, be sure to hit the subscribe button below, turn on those bell notifications, and I will be seeing you all real soon.